Guys, so today for math, you are going to be working on multi-step word problems. Now, this isn't anything really new that we've done, all right? We've done multi-step problems before. They're just a little bit tougher. Now, I've been trying to get you to get into the habit of writing out the information. When y'all ask me for help on a word problem, I ask you, what information do you have written out? And most of the time, y'all forget, and you're like, oh, okay, let me go back and write out information. Some of you have been doing that, so good job, all right? It's been helpful. So we're going to do the guided practice problems together, all right? So it's just those two, and then I want you to really try your best for the independent practice, okay? Especially since I'm not here, you can't really ask me too much for help. I know that's not the best thing, but don't give up, okay? Write out the information like what we do, and then try something. Okay, try something for me. Don't read it all at once. Read each sentence and write out the information. Okay, like what I do here in my videos. So let's go ahead and get started with problem number 1 there. All right, so we're gonna read this problem. All right, it says Julia used 3 memory cards to take pictures on her vacation. So I'm reading that first sentence there, and I want to write out the information that it tells me. Well, the only thing I really need from that I need to know is that Julia used 3 cards. Okay. I don't need to write out the word memory for me, for Miss Allen. I'll remember that when I say cards, I'm not talking about like playing cards or a deck of cards. I'm talking about those memory cards because that's what the problem's referring to. So Julia used 3 cards, okay, to take pictures. Each memory card holds 28 pictures. So each memory, whoops, you know what? I'll put MC. M.C for memory card. Each memory card holds 28 pictures. So 28 pictures. Okay, now notice, I'm not rewriting the entire sentences. I don't want to create more work for you. Okay, I'm just putting it in short bits of information that I can look at quickly. Okay, so she used 3 cards. Each memory card holds 28 pictures. And then she printed 2 copies of each picture. So printed 2 copies each. Okay, each pic. I could do it like that, pic. All right, so printed 2 copies of each picture. So for A there, they say, what steps do you need to take to find how many pictures Julia printed? Okay, how many pictures? So they want to know the total number of pictures, pics that she printed. She printed. Okay, so how can we do that? All right, this is our question. They want to know that. All right, so we have to solve how are we going to find the total number of pictures that she printed? Well, I'm going to use the information that they give me. So we know that she used 3 different memory cards. Each memory card holds 28 pictures, and she printed 2 copies of each picture. So first, what would we need to figure out? Right, we would need to figure out how many total pictures did she take? If she used 3 of those memory cards and each memory card holds 28 pictures, how many pictures would that be? Well, we're going to have to do something there. What can we do to figure that out? Notice that there's a keyword here. This keyword is a signal for what operation? All right, if you said multiplication, you're correct. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to figure out how many pictures she took with the 3 memory cards, if she used all 3 of them, and each of those cards holds 28 pictures. So I need to do 28 times 3. Okay, 28 times 3. So I know how to multiply this. This is the easy multiplying. I know we've been doing 2 by 2 digit, but this is the easier multiplying. So I'm going to start here with 3 times 8. What does that equal? Good, 24. So we're going to put the 4 down, and we'll carry the 2. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 times 2. What does that equal? 6. Good, plus the 2. Good, 8. So I get 84. So in total, she used those 3 memory cards, and each of those memory cards held 28 pictures. So altogether, she took a total of 84 pictures on her trip. But we're not done yet. This is not our answer. Okay, they want to know what is the total number of pictures she printed. Okay, so that's where this information is going to come out. This is just how many pictures she took. This isn't how many she printed. This is how many she took. So what do I need to do with this information and this number here? Okay, again, it has another key word here, each. She printed 2 copies of each picture. Okay, so that means for her 84 pictures that she took, she printed 2 copies of each one. So what do I need to do with the 84 and the 2? Good. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to take 84 and we're going to multiply it by 2. Okay, 2 times 4 equals 8. Good. And then 2 times 8 equals what? 16. Good job. All right. So actually, I just noticed, guys, that for A, this actually was the answer for A. All right, because I looked at B really quick. Sorry about that. But I looked at B and they asked how many pictures did Julia print? Well, this one right here is the number of pictures that Julia printed. They should have worded that differently for A. All right. I think they should have said how many pictures did Julia take on her trip, not printed, because they want to know that number for B. Well, either way, we have both of those answers. So 84 was the number of pictures, or how many pictures that Julia printed, right? She had 84, or she took 84 pictures. And then she printed a total of 168 pictures. Okay, so 168 is our total answer there. Okay, so this was a multi-step problem, right? There were 2 different things we had to do. First, we had to multiply the information they gave us, and we had to take that answer and multiply it with the other bit of information. Okay, but hopefully you guys, you see how it kind of makes it a little bit easier when I write out this information in a shorter, what can I say? A shorter way, just so I can easily see that information that I need, all right? Rather than having to reread that whole problem over and over again, okay? I can glance at this and this is more or less what I need, okay? So the answer for problem number 1 was 168 pictures. That's how many she printed. Okay, so let's move on to question 2. All right, hopefully you're following along with me and you're trying this out on your own, okay, or not on your own, but you're trying it out. You're thinking, am I matching what Miss Allen's doing, or my thoughts kind of right? Okay, so let's look at problem number 2. Each student purchased a box of 24 crayons and 18 colored pencils. So that's the first sentence. So I'm going to put each student equals 24 crayons and 18 colored pencils. Okay, I'm going to put colored pencils and abbreviate because I don't have enough room. So each student got 24 crayons, 18 colored pencils. All right? Or a box. I should say a box. A box of 24 crayons, and then a box of 18 colored pencils. Okay, so I have box. All right, so let's go to the next sentence. There are 20 students in the class. Okay, 20 students in class. All right, now what are they asking us to solve for? All right, so explain what operations you would use to find the total number of crayons and colored pencils the class purchased. How many crayons and colored pencils did the class purchase? Okay, the total number of crayons and colored pencils the class purchased. Okay, so takes a bit. We have to think about it. All right, so I'm thinking, I don't have the answer key here with me that I'm just looking at to use to explain, so I have to think. All right, each student. So each is a keyword for multiplying, for multiplication. Okay, but what would we need to multiply? What would we need to multiply for this? We know that there's 20 students in the class, and each student bought a box of 24 crayons and a box of 18 colored pencils. So what would we need to do with that information? If you're thinking of multiplying, yes, that's what we need to do. What would we multiply? Well, we could multiply 20 times 24, and that will give us our answer for crayons. Okay, that will give us our answer for crayons. And then we could also do 20 times 18, because that would give us our answer for color pencils. Okay, because they want to know what was the total number of crayons and the total number of colored pencils that the class purchased. So let's figure this out. Let's multiply these and see what we get. Okay, I'm going to need to rewrite them, right? So I need to give myself a little bit of space, okay? Because I have 20 times 24, and I know when I have a 0 in there, I can do my little trick of covering up the zeros, but I want to rewrite it. I want the 24 on top, okay? So I'm going to rewrite it this way, 24 times 20, okay? I cover up that 0. Now I'm left with 24 times 2. I know how to multiply that out. I can do that. Okay, so let me do that. All right, I'm going to ignore that 0 for now, okay? And I'm going to multiply like normal. So 2 times 4 equals 8, and then 2 times 2 equals 4. But I can't forget about that 0. That 0 needs to go back into my answer. So I'm going to put it right there, all right? So 24 times 20 gave me 480. So this number here is how many crayons that the 20 students would have bought, 480, or would have gotten, all right? So now let's work with the colored pencil, okay? So for the colored pencil, I'm going to rewrite the same thing. So I had 20 times 18, but I need to rewrite it again so I can cover up that 0, all right? I want the bigger number on the top. So let's do 18 times 20, okay? I'm going to cover up that 0. I'm going to pretend it's not there, right? And I'm going to multiply like normal. So what is 2 times 8? 16, good. We put the 6 down, and we carry that 1, okay? Now we do 2 times 1, good, plus, what does 2 times 1 equal? 2, plus the 1, 3, good. So we put the 3 down, and then I can't forget about that 0, so that 0 needs to go back there, okay? So the 0 goes there. So that means for colored pencils, they had 360. So I found my answers, right? I had 2 different steps I had to do. I had to use that information, okay? Use that information, use those keywords. I know that each stands for multiplying, okay? So they had 480 crayons and then 360 color pencils. That's my answer to question 2. All right, good job. Now, go ahead and work on your independent assignment or independent problems, right? So that will be on slide 3 and then on slide 4, okay? Write out your information. Use the pictures that they give you and try your best, guys, okay? Especially since I'm not here and I can't help you, all right? So really try your best, okay? Write out the information, read it